Okay, well, guys, I'm back. In true Cheesy Moon fashion, once again, I was subject to some technical difficulties. I started up cleaning up this pocket knife for a gentleman I met today. Super nice guy. I was running an errand for a fellow YouTube guy. You'll probably hear about it tomorrow. I'll let him share it. It's his to share. But the gentleman that I met while running the errand, he was a really nice guy, and you know, if I'm going to talk to the guy, I'm going to be talking about knives. And he mentioned that he had some knives, and he went to a toolbox, pulled out a knife, said it belonged to his father. I looked at the knife. I'd never seen the name before, didn't know anything about it. So I researched it, and I'll share that information right over there. But the knife was in pretty bad shape. And he said it belonged to his father. And he was asking me if I could tell him, you know, when the knife was made or whatever. And as soon as he said it belonged to his father, I couldn't help but want to clean the knife up and restore it to a good looking knife again. And this is the knife right here. Now, I started to record earlier. Like I said, technical difficulties bit me, so I'm going to insert that small portion of video that I got in here. Okay, this is the video that had the technical difficulties when I first started cleaning this knife up. As you can see, the brass on this knife is heavily tarnished and even corroded, had heavy scales on it, and I just had to clean it up. I couldn't leave it, even though it's not a buck or a Schrade or whatever. It's this JET-AER Corporation, Paterson, New Jersey. The model number here on the back, the G-96, made in Japan. It's a good quality knife. It belonged to Mr. Terry's father. Here you can see how bad this blade is chewed up from a very coarse, rough sharpening stone or some sort. So, you know, the blade's nice and tight, positive lockup. It's really gritty. Not a whole lot of snap to it, but we get it cleaned up. So I'm going to take all this pretty stuff out of the way and get started with the cleaning. And we're going to speed through the cleaning portion of this, try to keep the video time down. It's a pretty typical cleaning regiment. Some lubrication, the Never-Dull, some flits for shining, and my good old Scotch-Brite pad there, which is getting pretty worn out. But just down and dirty, lube it up, get everything loosened up the best I can. I've already soap and water bathed this knife before I started. And you're just going to loosen up a little bit. This took quite a while. I lost a bunch of video, even though it would have been in fast forward. This was some really extensive scrubbing and buffing on those brass bolsters. That black rust didn't come out. I wasn't going to gouge the blade and alter the blade to get that out. But this kind of gives everybody, including Mr. Terry, the owner of this knife, kind of a quick overview of the cleaning process. And I couldn't have been more happy with the way it came out. Even got all the scratches and everything out of the blade. Well, there we go. We'll resume the finished product. This knife is JET-AER Corporation, Patterson, New Jersey. Okay, and on this side it's a G-96 number 960, made in Japan. And I had never heard it before. I did some research, found out these were in the back of like Sports Illustrated magazine in the 70s, and you could order it. Now, I could not find a screenshot of the actual ad, which would have been super cool, but I did find a couple references to that. I just cleaned the knife. There's some, see if I can get a focus here. There's some dings, some pits on here, some dents on the edges. I could have sanded those out or filed those out. I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to take away from the knife. I just wanted to clean some of the tarnish and the gunk off of this. But this fellow's name was Terry. We'll not, give away his last name. But I asked Terry if I could clean it up for him. I'm super happy and proud to do it. I did ask him not to throw this back in the toolbox again. It belonged to his father. The blades were heavily scratched and scarred from a grinder sharpening it. I got most of those out. I'll probably hit it with some 1,000 or 2,000 grit sandpaper to blend in those edges a little bit better. This, I'm not going to try to grind it out. It was some black rust. But there you go, guys. And Mr. Terry, a cleaned up knife that you can now put away and pass it down to one of your children, and it'll be a decent looking knife to hand off to them. So there you go, guys. Until I see you again, please remember to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and above all, have a beautiful day.